Hey everyone, welcome back to No Ordinary Days. I look like this today.
Who are you?
Oh yeah, I'm Shelby Gibbons.
And I'm Lauren Boyd. We did that in such a funny order. But I think you've been here for long enough. Hopefully.
I was just really ready to get on to the fact that I look like this because I didn't have a good day.
Yeah. It's Wednesday, and once I get to Wednesday, it feels like a long haul till Friday. So, yeah.
If you're just listening, I look whack. You're not missing out. If you see me, you see me.
Yeah. But something we talked about was like we want this to feel like our listeners could be in the room with us, so not something that's like us getting all dolled up and being all like, oh, I want to wear this and wear this and then wear this, because this is what we wear on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. Sorry, but not actually.
Nah. Shelby, I have a question.
Oh, snap.
What has been bringing you joy lately?
I feel more prepared than usual. I wonder if we just had a discussion about this so I could think about something. Did you guys get it? We did. We did talk about it.
Just
we did.
Before this.
We did.
We did.
Something that's bringing me joy recently, 2 weekends ago, I got my cartilage pierced.
Yeah.
And I've had it pierced before, not in the exact same spot, like way long ago, like before senior year of high school, and then I had it in for a couple of years, and it like just never healed, and it was always a pain, and it was probably definitely infected for a long time, and it was just a mess. So I'm really happy that this one is healing well, and I've been cleaning it so many times a day. I'm like, yeah.
Could never, but happy for you.
Could it? Do you have your
I don't
second
know.
lobe?
No, I just have my singles.
I want to have hella ear piercings.
I think I could do it, like the cleaning and the pain and whatever. Not that it's a lot of pain, I feel like, but I don't know. I just am not. I'm like a one classic earring kind of girl.
Yeah, it fits your
My
look.
traditional look.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
What about you, Miss Lauren Boy?
Something that's been bringing me joy lately is that a real sentence? I've been doing that so much today.
So far, this episode feels a little bit messy. Hang in there.
We'll get there. Is the fact that, which is weird for me, and usually I would say the opposite of how I usually react. Some things are like starting to come to an end in my life, and like a new, really busy season of life is starting for me because my sister's getting married this summer. So like next month, which is on Friday, is the next month, is like all the things for that, showers and parties and whatever. And then I have the drama thing that I'm doing is kind of coming to a close really soon, and other things are, I don't know, it's just exciting and like new things that I've never experienced before, and I'm just really excited for the busy season of life. Even though last week I was like, I'm so burnt out, but it's like fun, busy, where I get to have experiences rather than having to like tirelessly work my butt off.
Yes. Also, it's getting closer to summer, and I just feel like we thrive in summertime.
We're almost there.
We're so almost there.
April.
But I don't know, will I thrive in summertime this year? Because I won't have like summer off like we used to.
But I think we will, because like, if you think about the weekends, like I know we were used to having more time off, but like the weekends, we literally don't have to worry about anything.
True.
We'll get to just relax.
Catch me poolside all summer long.
Yeah, we have a pool here, 2 pools here, so that's where we will be.
Yeah. Maybe when we're by the pool, maybe we'll meet some new friends.
Friendship. I was gonna give you knuckles.
Oh, we can do that too.
Turkey.
Oh,
jellyfish.
Explosion. Okay. Today we're gonna talk about friendships, and I think we can loosen the term to like relationships.
Yeah.
But not only romantic relationships, like any kind of relationship that you have with somebody. It's been on my brain a lot recently, just because of like the time of year that it is in like the school calendar. Like this time last year was like, and every year around this time it's like, oh, you start wrapping things up for the end of the school year,
Yeah.
you know, and it's always like the most exciting part. And like last year it was like, there was like our group of friends and almost like coworkers of classmates.
Our class got really
Yeah,
close.
our class got really close, and we were all like going through the same things at the same time. And then it was like, you're set off into the world, and I was like, oh, I don't talk to very many of them on a regular basis. Only her,
right?
And it's because she lives in my house with me.
And by very many of them, we had like 7 in our specific major.
Yeah.
So, like, to not even keep up with 7 people, I don't know how I feel about it. But also, I have to remind myself all the time that it's a two-way street.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes I get down on myself feeling guilty not keeping up with people. But I'm like, also, goes both ways.
True. Yeah, I'm really hard on myself. I feel like I apologize to people a lot for not reaching out to them. I know I have like at least twice recently in the past week. I can think of 2 people that I texted. And it's just weird because like I always fear that people think I care about them less.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I am so bad about keeping up with people. Like even people that like are like you and I, if we're apart for a weekend, sometimes we just don't text until it's like, what time are you coming back?
Right. And it's so interesting because I think different friendships with different people are so different because I just said different so many times. Because like during the summer, for example, this summer, right before we moved back in together, we did not talk often because we were both working jobs. I was doing a show. You were auditioning for shows here too. So we were just like so busy. You traveled some too.
Yeah.
And we didn't really keep in touch that much.
Literally,
I mean,
it was always like, hey, did you get silverware yet? No. Okay, I'll get some. Miss you. Love you.
Yeah.
A few, like a week later, hey, have you gotten this yet for the apartment? Yeah. Okay, never mind. And like sending pictures to each other of stuff.
Or being like, I'm so excited. Or have you heard from our leasing company because that was a mess.
Yeah.
We'll get into that maybe eventually about something, but it was just
They're great now.
Right.
Yeah.
It just but I didn't feel like, and you could probably speak to this on your side too, I never felt like, oh, our friendship is falling through and like we're not going to be friends when we move in together, because we just have that relationship where we know the other is doing things and is constantly busy, and I think we both know each other's communication style well enough to know that no, Shelby's not mad at me because she didn't text me for 3 days. We're just busy.
It's also like, you know how people are always like, oh, like we haven't seen each other in so long, and then we got back together and it's like no time has passed, which is like kind of like stupid and cheesy, but also I just realized that like if I leave, like if I am seeing someone like on a regular basis, like how we do with friends when people move and whatever, if I see someone consistently and then I stop seeing them, like in my brain I still feel about them however I felt last time I saw them, and then it's like pause, and then next time I see them you just hit play again.
Interesting.
And it's like, it's not like a, I wish I could like put this into better words of like how I feel about that, but it's like I don't,
like you don't take it personally if you don't,
if
are
there's
in constant communication.
Yeah, because I'm not someone who needs constant communication and like regular, I'm working on it in love life relationships, but in like regular friendships, I don't need it, because like in my head I'm like, last time I saw you we were really close friends. If we don't see each other and we don't talk to each other for a while, that's fine, but like next time I see you I'm gonna still have that respect for you.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know.
I bet that's why we just work so well together, because I feel like I'm the similar way. Like I never feel like, oh, she's not talking to me so she hates me with most relationships, because I don't need different in my love life also, but I don't need the constant like communication, like validation, I should say, in a friendship, which is so weird because in a relationship, like words of affirmation is my top love language. So you would think it would go hand in hand, but I think with friends, either, this would be interesting. I should take a quiz like with friends in mind, but I would say like acts of service or quality time are my top ones for friends. If I'm just thinking about it, this is just me hypothesizing, but because like I don't need words of affirmation. If you're my friend, you'll spend time with me and we'll enjoy our time together. But I don't need you to text me like, oh my gosh, this was so much fun. I can't. You know?
It's also weird when you aren't in people's day-to-day life because then it's like you lost touch and then you like have a whole different life. Right. That was weird having to say that. Like I have who I still consider a best friend who I went to high school with, and her and I like didn't talk for a really long time, and then we caught up. And it was like, it had just been so long that like we did not even know like the names of anybody in our lives, in each other's lives, I mean, which was like weird and hard when it was like still somebody I really wanted to have an active friendship with because I knew that I didn't get to see them very often. So it's just like weird trying to keep up with people who aren't in your life, so then it's like you live totally different lives, so it's like what do you talk about?
Right.
But then it's like, oh, but if you're friends, you should, you know? I don't know.
I know. I think there's like weird taboos about friendship, but I would say the people who I consider my two closest friends, you and like a really close friend that I've had as a mentor for a really long time, who's now like a friend more than a mentor, we don't talk, like if we're not together, we don't talk every day. We could go a week or more without talking, but I'm still like thinking about that person, or like when we do talk, we're on the phone for like hours. Yeah. And so I know that the connection is still there. It's just hard for me if they're not right in front of me to think about that kind of stuff. Yeah. And I don't know if that is a weird view on it.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
I mean,
and it's just hard, like, for me mentally to have to keep everything straight. First of all, I don't like texting. I would just rather call people on the phone.
Same.
Or FaceTime them.
I won't FaceTime anybody. If anyone, well, actually, if you're someone that I know and you want to FaceTime, hit me up if you have my number. Yep. And if you don't, please don't try to call me.
Yeah.
Unless you're Gordon Ramsay. I've been really obsessed with Hell's Kitchen. Yeah. Part 2, what's been bringing me joy? Hell's Kitchen.
Part 2, what's been bringing me joy? Bridgerton season 2.
No spoilers.
None.
I haven't seen the first season. Sorry. I just really...
No, that's okay. I think that was like all out of sight, out of mind is like very relevant in my friendships.
Yeah. It makes me feel like a bad person, and then in turn makes me feel like a bad friend.
Yeah.
And but I never, until you said this to me when we first talked about it, like a week or so ago, when you're like, it's a two-way street, I never even considered that. Mm-hmm. But I also know, like, I've talked to enough people about this that I know, like, everyone feels like, oh, I feel like I don't keep in touch with people enough. But then there are people, here's like another weird little segue that maybe will lead to other things. There's like people in my life I wish I would have kept up with more, because now it's like too far gone.
Yeah.
Like there was enough shared history, but whether like there usually isn't like a falling out, but just like two different places of life. Yeah. And then it doesn't happen. Yeah. But it's like, I want to talk to them for like selfish reasons, for like comfort of the past, maybe. Sure. I don't know. That's really weird of me.
Yeah. I think that's interesting.
But just like growing in different directions.
I think that's really interesting because like I have a really close group of friends that I did theater stuff with in high school, and it was really my freshman year of college that we got close, even though they were at home because they're a grade below me, most of them. Mm-hmm. But I was at college, and we got really, really close during that time, and then we were all home during COVID, so like we kind of rekindled that group, and like probably 3 or 4 times a week we'll send Snapchats in a group together, but we get together, and now it'll be different now that I'm not home on breaks and stuff, and the next round of them are graduating college pretty soon. So we get together on Christmas time, sometimes in the summer, but this time will be different, so that'll be weird. And like when we're together, it's so much fun, and we sing and we just hang out and talk about everything under the sun. But when we're not together, we get those occasional Snapchats or like, oh my gosh, funny picture of Judge Judy, because that's a joke in our group. But I don't like reach out to them individually usually, unless something is going on with another friend in the group.
Yeah. It's just, it also, I think part of my problem with keeping up with people is like social media, because I got Facebook in 6th grade, which was like what, 2010 or 11? Yeah. And I got it to keep up with a friend, like because she was moving away.
Oh.
And it was at that point just for communication. It wasn't, I don't even think I had Instagram yet at that point. Maybe the next year I got an Instagram. So like social media wasn't really a thing yet for me. And then like that's obviously like what Facebook has turned into. But I think with social media, you're like constantly keeping up with everyone's lives.
Yeah.
So you feel like you know what's going on,
right.
even if you like really don't
right.
at all. But even just like seeing a
really
selfie of someone, I'm like, oh yeah, I saw them recently. I don't need to text them.
Right.
Even if you don't have that actual thought.
Huh, that's a really good point.
I mean, literally just realized that. Am I a genius? Let me know in the comments down below.
I think that's so interesting though, because I think about situations like I have cousins that live a few hours away from me, but like 6 hours away from where I grew up, and I just don't see them often. But like they're babies, and now they're not so babies anymore. But like I've seen them grow up on social media when I maybe see them once a year, and then with COVID, like even less than that. And so even me seeing them once a year, I'm like, oh yeah, I know exactly. Like I could tell you today
what to
what they look
expect.
like. Yeah. Even though I don't FaceTime them. I don't text my cousin who's the mom of them.
Yeah.
Very often. That's so interesting.
Right? Because it's like we're constantly keeping up with everyone, like, but in a micro version.
Yeah.
So then when it's like, you don't have to do anything more.
Right.
Because you feel like you already know what everyone's up to.
Yeah. So interesting.
Whoa! It is kind of, I mean, I guess that was kind of a thing for a while where people were like talking about like social media is meant to bring people together, but it's what tears people apart. Wasn't that a thing for a while?
Yeah.
How like, because you only see the best versions and the highlights, but then it like destroys other people's feelings about themselves or whatever. I don't know.
I think social media, what I've come to realize with it is it's so our apartment's making sounds it's never made before, so
That sounded crazy.
yeah, it sounded like someone's tapping on our wall.
I know, I was like, is there someone in the wall right now?
Weird.
That would be scary.
If you're here, you're
Please
welcome.
get out. Oh. You're welcome.
Please get out.
Oh.
Okay.
Anyways.
If like for me, social media, which is kind of a different topic, but I'll just say this brief thing, like it is very much a personal thing where I know I'm not a good user of Snapchat. That is mostly to keep up with that one group that I talked about. Otherwise, I don't Snapchat anybody. Like even if Shelby Snapchats me,
She always leaves me on open.
Don't take it personally, babe. If Instagram, I rarely post pictures on my personal one. I use it to keep up with No Ordinary Days or like a few other platforms that I have, or a few other accounts that I have. Facebook, somewhat, I'll post pictures on there, but not very often. I just am not very good at social media. But what I've come to for myself is like, if it's at all making me feel not good, I just have to turn it off. Because if I'm just gonna sit on it for hours, I know that's not gonna feed me and feed what I need. And so like, if I just get rid of it, it's become more of an easy thing where it used to be like, no, I have to know what this person's doing, what this person's doing, what this person's doing. And for me, it's just become like, if I don't see it, like honestly, the Instagram algorithm, which I know they're going back to, you can make it be the other way.
Yeah, they changed it so you can like select certain people so
Yeah.
that you'll like always see theirs. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I kind of liked the Instagram algorithm because it was frustrating at first, but once I just got used to it, I felt like I didn't have to scroll all the way to the bottom
It
of my
shows you
feed.
the ones that it knows you wanted to
Interact
see the
with.
most.
Yeah. And whereas when it used to be you see everyone's, I felt like I had to scroll all the way to the very bottom where it was like, oh, you already saw the post after this.
I did that every single time.
Yeah, same. But now I'm like, oh, if I didn't see this person's post, I didn't see it. And if I'm curious, maybe I'll search their profile at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's just less of a temptation to have to scroll for hours on that specific platform.
Yeah. I love social media way too much. Like, I hate it. I hate it. And I hate that I care so much about it. And I always go through my phases where I like post my photo dump on Instagram, let's say on my personal account. And I'm like, it's like crazy pictures and like stupid pictures. And then the next day I'm like, oh, selfie. But like, why do I care? I don't know. I've gotten better about like posting just things that I want to post, even if it is a selfie. But in general, I'm still like, okay, but what do people think?
Interesting.
Like, I'm like, I'm gonna post what I want. What do you think about it?
Yeah.
And I'm really appreciative to Instagram for the thing where you can turn off where it shows how many likes you have. I've turned that off so I don't get obsessed with the numbers. The numbers, it's like 2-digit numbers. Yeah.
I think we should do an episode on social media at some point.
I could talk for days about how I'll stop talking about it now.
Yeah.
Oh.
But something else that I think is important with friendship and is hard is, okay, so you're in college, and for us specifically, like, we were constantly surrounded by our people in our major in all 4 classes. And so, like, you had built-in friends. Whether you liked it or not, those were your people. Because you didn't have time between rehearsals and classes and everything to really hang out with outside people. But now, we're on the adulting side of it. And, like, I have friends at work that I really enjoy their company. And I've hung out with some of them outside of work. And I could see them being friends for as long as I'm here. Or maybe, like, longer than that. But, like, how do people make friends that aren't work friends in a new city?
Join a comedy club. I don't know. You probably join things or go places regularly.
Yeah.
I feel like making friends as an adult is expensive. You have to like pay to be somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Or you can just be a creep and like hang out at the library at the same time every week. But
yeah, I don't know. It's weird because it's the social scene that I want to meet friends in really isn't going to the bar, because I enjoy that occasionally, but like for me that's not my constant style of having fun. And so the friends I want to meet, I don't necessarily want to meet them in that social situation.
Yeah, and it's also like, what do you want? Like, what is your ideal, right? Because, okay, let me backtrack. We are friends with people because we have some kind of mutual attraction to something.
Yeah.
So, like, in college, we were all there because of theater. That's what connected us all. Coworkers. I also have a lot of coworkers that I'm close friends with.
Yeah.
We're all there because of that job. That's the mutual thing. So there always, like, has to... But, like, I want to make a friend with no mutual thing. But there will always be a mutual thing.
Right, because otherwise how are you... Where's the
you don't
bond?
meet them.
Right. Wild. But truly, like, if you...
I guess if you just like talk to a random stranger on the street and are like, will you be my friend? They'll probably say, no, please.
You're weird.
They'll say, not today.
Not today.
Alright.
I don't have any money. Yeah, but I think it's hard because sometimes we joke, we see people at certain places and we're like, I hope she'll be my friend.
We're always like, oh, they look our age. Maybe they'll be our friend.
They look like they could hang out with us. But we
never approach them.
No.
We should.
But I don't know. Is that weird? Let us know. Is that weird?
I don't know. I kind of don't have any like embarrassment though, so I'll do it.
Yeah. But I think on the flip side of it, my leg's also very asleep right now, so no sudden movements. I think on the flip side, like, if someone approached me, if a nice girl, boy, whoever, anybody, approached me I'm gonna say girls specifically because I will get less weirded out if a girl approaches me. I think
Men are scary.
men are scary. If a girl approaches me and is like, "Hey, I want to be your friend," I don't know how I would feel. I would be proud of her because that's
Well,
so
if she
brave.
just said it like that, yeah. But what if? Okay, let's do a little acting scenario. Oh wait, where are you?
Coffee shop.
The scene: coffee shop. Time of day:
Mid-afternoon.
mid-afternoon. Season:
Summer.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah?
I was just reading over there, and I noticed I really like your style.
Thank you.
Where did you get that sweater?
This is actually an Old Navy sweater.
Oh my gosh, it's so cute.
Thanks. What are you reading?
Oh, I'm reading this really cool book called Awesome Sauce by Shelby Gibbons.
Oh my gosh, I love Shelby Gibbons as an author.
Yeah, hey, do you want to grab coffee?
That'd be great.
Yeah. Boom, sit down, friends.
Friends.
That was acting.
Acting.
We went to college for that.
This is what we paid thousands of dollars to do.
So,
It's our moment.
I wish you guys could have seen our skit. Let us know if we should be voiceover actors.
Yeah, truly. But like, that probably
Why did we just do that?
because I think it was gold, actually, comedy gold. But I think that's truly how it has to work. Otherwise, I mean, I know like on, I think it's Bumble, Hinge. I don't know the dating apps, but there's a friend side of it. It's not
Oh, yeah, I
about
don't know
love
which
interest. Maybe Bumble. We'll just say it's Bumble. That you can do like people seeking friendships instead of like love relationships. So is that like a thing that
I
we
don't
should
know.
do?
That scares me.
Because then I think about the social media thing where you only see the best side of
Exactly.
people. I don't know.
Yeah, it is weird. But then I also like think about it and like I feel like I've only ever heard my parents talk about friends they made, like childhood friends, high school friends, or college friends.
Yeah.
And all their other friends are just from work.
Yeah. I mean, I think about my parents.
Parents, let me know if you have friends from when you were 23.
Yeah. My dad specifically, he golfs once a week when it gets nice out. And so then he's friends with his
He's got a golf
group.
squad.
Yeah. And that's who he hangs out with most of the time. And in the winter, they play cards instead of golfing because
They should play like
snow.
indoor putt-putt.
Pickleball. But like he has those friends. But my mom has friends from my brother's baseball team that she'll hang out with
This
occasionally.
is kind of making me depressed for adulthood. At least I have you as my
Yeah, no
friend.
kidding.
Jeez.
But I think okay. But then we don't do it here, so maybe it won't come true. But I'm just gonna say it'll come true.
Okay.
So like when we move to New York someday,
Okay.
because that's in our plans if you haven't heard, we'll go to like some kind of social event, right? We'll have like social events.
Yeah.
And that's where we'll meet people.
Right.
And maybe that's just because there's a lack of them here or a lack of that here. Money.
Definite lack of money.
Yeah. And that's because we can't be eating out.
We can't be going out every day
Right.
trying to find people to be friends with.
Right. Or going to Secret Admirer. Like there's
Yeah.
so many, every time we go to Secret Admirer, we're like, I want to be.
That's a
friends
bar
with this
here, by the way.
Yeah,
It's our
one of our
favorite.
favorites.
It's my favorite.
It has a patio. We want to drink our way through the menu.
For
so.
sure.
But when we go there, every time I'm like, oh my gosh, that person looks so fun. I bet like they would fit in with us.
Yeah. I just always feel like a child. Like if I try to approach another adult, I'm like, hee, I don't know how to speak English because I am little baby child.
Yeah, or I mean,
We're like stumble on my words.
Yeah, we're so surprised when they don't ask for our IDs. Maybe because we're not 21 years old anymore.
I don't know. I still feel like I'm like 19 or 20.
Same. I feel like that's part of the COVID thing that we talked about last episode.
We were stunted.
Right.
Stunted by COVID. Put that on a t-shirt.
Stunted by COVID. Kind of like it. Kind of funky fresh.
Everyone's like,
I think we should make merch. This is totally off topic, but for no ordinary days.
Yes. I agree.
I'll get on it.
Well, we'll keep you guys updated.
Yeah. It'll be just cute and casual. It won't be no ordinary days plastic everywhere, but like sweatpants or something.
For sure.
Sweatsuit. Brown sweatsuit, kind of cute. I wouldn't wear it, but I feel like you would wear it. But I could do a different color.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
Yeah, totally off topic. But
So this episode is a little all over the place.
But I think the through line is there.
Yeah, the through line is there. It's hard to keep in touch with people.
And hard to make new friends as an adult. So,
but I also think it's kind of a universal experience.
I would agree. Because you think about it, you don't have...
I've seen a lot of TikToks about people complaining about this.
This is true. Because you think about, okay, so I think about my day-to-day life. Monday through Friday, I'm at work. That's just what it is. And I'm not hanging out with anyone before work because I get up at 6:30.
I don't even see her before work most days.
I'm not hanging out with anybody usually after work because our job is hard. We're tiring. And mentally tiring and physically tiring. And now with my drama thing, I'm there till 6. I get home at 6:30. And so by the time I make supper and everything, it's almost 8 o'clock. So I'm not going to hang out with someone when I have to wake up at 6:30.
Right.
Which some people do. And I think that helps in that process. But then I think about my weekends, and I don't, usually that's when we spend some time together, because we don't spend a lot of time together during the week, because we're tired.
Yeah.
And so, I guess that, but then usually I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna go out for breakfast, because it's like $20 to go out for breakfast. So I think it's just a cycle that something has to give. I just have to figure out what it is.
Yeah. But I am very grateful for the friends that I have.
Me too.
I feel like you keep about to say something, keep being about to say something, and then I keep interrupting you.
I think I just copy motions. I think our job is a lot about doing what they're doing to,
match the vibe.
That's fun.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say on this topic.
I think unless you bring up something that I can touch on, I'm closed. Closed for business, baby.
I think I'm also closed for business. My brain says, feed me chicken tenders right now. We're about to have dinner.
Yeah.
Make dinner. Have dinner.
Both. Our oven is currently running.
Sorry if you've been hearing it, but...
better than ghost normal, I guess.
Yeah.
That's a little spooky. I've never heard that.
No, it literally sounded like... Okay, we don't need to talk about this right now. What did we say?
If you want to keep up with us on social media,
you can follow us at No Ordinary Days Podcast on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook.
Woo! And if you feel like supporting us, we have a Patreon on Spotify that you can join, and also on Anchor. Feel free to get your digits in there. Any amount helps. It always goes back to the podcast to help make it better.
Maybe merch.
Maybe merch. Yeah, we could do a giveaway. Amazing. And if you are feeling inspired and want to make your own podcast, visit Anchor.
Don't forget to leave us 5-star reviews, 5-star ratings, and a review if you want on any of the streaming platforms. They probably all have them. Thank you guys so much for listening and or watching. We will see you next time.